Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at something, well, pretty fascinating. How we form opinions, especially about certain dog breeds.
And what happens when, a real-life experience bumps up against those ideas we already have?
Exactly. We've got a really compelling story to guide us. It's called Luna's Gentle Heart, an American Staffordshire Bull Terrier story. And if you're someone who appreciates getting right to the heart of things, sort of skipping the information overload, this is for you.
Yeah.
We're using this one dog's experience, Luna's, as a way to understand the bigger picture around her breed's reputation.
Right. And our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear.
Yeah.
First, we want to explore some of that history that's, well, let's be honest, unfortunately shaped the reputation of American Staffordshire Bull Terriers.
Okay.
And second, we'll look at how Luna's own story, the individual dog and our source, really contrasts with those often negative widespread assumptions.
So digging beneath the label.
Precisely. Getting to the reality behind them.
Okay, so let's dive into Luna's world then. The story paints a really vivid picture, doesn't it? We see her, soaking up sunbeams, and we get these descriptions. Her brindle coat, powerful muscles, a broad chest. The kind of description that might make some people instantly think certain things.
Exactly, that physical picture.
But then, boom, the narrative flips right away. It shows us her gentle side. We read about her soft padding when she walks, her tail doing this gentle rhythm, thump.
Yeah.
How much she just enjoys normal dog stuff, like walks, fetch, naps. It's such an immediate contrast.
It really is, and that juxtaposition is key, I think.
Yeah.
The author gives you the physical traits, which unfortunately line up with stereotypes for some.
Right.
And then immediately follows with these very mundane, gentle dog moments. It forces you to pause, Think about that visual versus her actual daily life.
And that detail about her not understanding the word dangerous.
Oh, that's incredibly telling. It really highlights how the labels we stick on them might have zero connection to the dog's actual nature, their inherent self.
Yeah.
That quick negative assumption you mentioned, it often comes down to something like availability bias. We remember the dramatic, often negative media stuff about certain breeds more easily, and that colors our judgment.
That really hits home when the story mentions Luna watching TV, seeing other dogs being aggressive. She actually gets agitated by it.
Right.
And Sarah, her owner, has to reassure her, saying, "That's not you, Luna. You're a lover, a protector, a goofball."
Such a simple moment, but it speaks volumes, doesn't it, about the gap between the breed's reputation and this specific dog's personality.
It really does. Makes you think how often these animals get judged for things totally outside their control. Yeah. It kind of sets the stage perfectly for understanding this whole misunderstood reputation thing.
Exactly. The story confronts it head on. Sarah talks about people's immediate reactions to Luna just seeing her and jumping to pit bull. Dangerous.
Yeah.
And the source gives crucial context here, looking at the history. It doesn't gloss over that dark chapter, as it calls it. The breed's ancestors were bred for strength, courage, and yes, were involved in fighting rings.
Acknowledging that is important, for sure. You need to know where these ideas come from.
Absolutely.
But the story is also careful to show the other side, the bits that often get drowned out. It talks about how, alongside strength, they were also bred for loyalty, affection, intelligence. They were meant to be companions, family dogs, known for being loving and really bonding with their people. It's like these two parallel histories exist, and one just sort of overshadowed the other.
Well, that's a great point.
But lots of breeds were bred for different jobs throughout history, right?
All right.
What makes this history so sticky for Amstaffs?
That's a really insightful question. I think while, yes, many breeds have varied histories, the intense focus on the fighting part for this lineage, combined with how visually distinctive the dogs are.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It seems to have created a particularly strong and persistent narrative in the public mind. What's interesting is how the source deliberately tries to rebalance things, pulling focus back to the traits that made them beloved family pets for ages.
And Luna seems to be the walking embodiment of those traits. The story gives examples of her loyalty, following Sarah everywhere, snuggling on the couch, sleeping at the foot of the bed.
Classic bonded dog behavior.
Totally. It just highlights that basic need for connection, for companionship.
And that scene in the park with the little kid. Wow, that's such a powerful example of her gentle interactions.
Oh yeah, you can feel the tension. The mother's fear is so real, reflecting that societal fear.
Totally palpable. But then you get Luna's hesitant tail wag, Sarah's kind of encouraging things. It creates this opening, this possibility.
And the kid just pets her. Then the mother's relieved, saying she's very gentle.
It's like a mini drama playing out the whole issue. It speaks to confirmation bias, too. People often look for things that confirm what they already believe. It makes it hard for examples like Luna that go against the grain to really break through.
It's such a pivotal moment. And Sarah's response, they all are. They just need a chance to show it. That feels like the core message of the whole thing, really.
Absolutely.
It's a plea to look past the stereotypes, see the individual animal. And you can tell Luna just loves that positive interaction, right? She thrives on it.
Yeah, it reinforces that her default setting is gentleness, not the aggression people might expect.
Right.
Which brings us neatly to what the story calls Luna's personal mission. It's not like she's portrayed as unaware or thinking she can flip everyone's opinion overnight.
No, it feels grounded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Her approach is more personal and maybe more effective in the long run. Changing perceptions, one person, one interaction at a time.
I love that description of her strategy, using gentle nudges, licks, and tail wags. It's like this quiet, persistent advocacy.
Beautifully put, yeah.
Her desire to just show the true heart of the breed. The love, the loyalty, just wanting to be a good dog, it comes through in those everyday moments.
And there's this underlying belief shown in her sort of internal monologue that she can live a long, happy life just by spreading joy, provided she gets the proper loving care.
Yeah.
It's a powerful point about nurture versus nature, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How much does environment and upbringing shape behavior regardless of the breed label?
That's such a key question to wrestle with. And the story wraps up with that really resonant image, Luna's fight for her legacy. Not with teeth or aggression, but with boundless affection. It's a perfect way to capture her impact, her quiet challenge to the stereotypes.
So bringing it back around for you listening.
Yeah.
The key takeaway really is that stark contrast. You have these broad, often negative stereotypes about American Staffordshire Bull Terriers.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the individual reality, shown so clearly through Luna, her gentleness, her positive interactions. They directly challenge those assumptions.
Absolutely. It really underlines how careful we need to be about judging individuals based on group labels, whether we're talking about dogs or, frankly, people.
Right.
Luna's story is just a potent reminder to look past the surface, understand the complex history, yes, but more importantly, see the individual temperament of the creature right in front of us.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to chew on. How often might those societal perceptions, those historical stories, be shaping your understanding of individuals, human or animal, maybe leading you to overlook who they truly are?
Yeah.
And what's the value, really, in seeking out direct experience, keeping an open mind, especially when faced with someone or something that carries the weight of unfair stereotypes?